I want to talk about a very specific ghost that a lot of people are carrying around with them right now. It is a ghost of your own potential. If you're watching this, there's a very good chance that when you were growing up, the adults in your life told you that you were special. Maybe you're naturally smart, or you were good at sports, or you just picked up on things faster than the other kids. You were constantly told that you have so much potential. You're going to do great things. At the time, it sounded like a compliment. But as you get older, you start to realize that being told you have potential, it's actually one of the heaviest burdens you can ever have placed on your shoulders. Because when you're told that you're destined for greatness, standard everyday life suddenly feels like a failure. You hit your mid-20s or your 30s and you look around and you realize that you aren't a millionaire. You haven't changed the world. You're just working a normal job, paying normal bills, and trying to get through the week. And every time you look in the mirror, you see this massive, invisible gap between the guy you're right now and the legendary hyper successful guy that everybody told who you're supposed to be. That ghost follows you everywhere. It makes you feel guilty when you take a day off. It makes you feel embarrassed when you run into old classmates. You carry this constant, suffocating feeling that you're letting everybody down. But mostly, you feel like you're letting yourself down. You feel like disappointment simply because you turned out to be a normal human being. And the most dangerous part about carrying this ghost of potential isn't just the guilt, it's the absolute paralysis that it causes. When you spend your whole life believing that you're supposed to be extraordinary, you become terrified of making a mistake. You become a perfectionist in the worst possible way. Because if you actually try something, if you start a business, or go back to school, or put yourself out there and you fail, then the illusion is broken. So instead of taking risks, you do nothing. You stay in the job you hate, you stay in your comfort zone. You convince yourself that you're just waiting for the perfect opportunity to finally unleash your potential. But that perfect opportunity never comes. And meanwhile, this shame starts to isolate you. You stop talking to old friends because you dread the question. So, what have you been up to lately? You want to admit that you're just treading water. You feel like a fraud. You have all of these people who believed in you, and you're sitting alone in your room playing games, feeling entirely stuck in the mud. You're letting your fear of not being great rob you of the chance just to be good enough. You do not owe it to anyone to be extraordinary. You do not owe the universe a massive, world changing legacy. It is entirely okay just to be a regular guy. It is okay to work a normal job that doesn't define your entire identity. It is okay to find your happiness in incredibly simple things, like playing a video game on a Tuesday night, drinking a good cup of coffee, or just laughing with your friends. The world doesn't need a billion extraordinary main characters. The world desperately needs solid, reliable, decent men who just show up and do the right thing. You need to forgive yourself for not becoming a superhero. Take that imaginary version of yourself, the one with the perfect career, the massive bank account, and the flawless life, and finally put him to rest. Stop grading your life on a curve against a fantasy. The guy you are right now, with all of your flaws, your exhaustion, in your normal everyday struggles. That guy is enough. He has always been enough. Alright, that's going to be it for this video right now. Look, the internet is loud, and life is heavy right now without constantly worrying about your potential. Whenever you feel that pressure building up, you can always come back to this channel. There are no expectations here. We're just hanging out, just watching some video games in the background, and just keeping it real. If you're tired of carrying that ghost around, let me know in the comments. Take a deep breath and, just get a break. I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Goodbye.